1994 in the years prior to the Super League, and the fans here today will salute the life and times of David Topless, who was born in 1949 and died in June 2008. He was just 58 years of age. So as you can see, it's an emotional day at Bellevue as the fans of both Hull and Wakefield
remember one of the greatest stand-up halves that this country has ever produced. And it's bound to be an emotional night, of course, for the current players who play in the memory of David Topless.
Wakefield players
have been wearing black armbands
with the name David Topless written through the middle for the past few weeks. And tonight they will join the supporters here as they salute the life and times of Topo, as he used to be known in rugby league circles. Over the course of the past few weeks, there have been minutes silences for David Topless around the country. Even in the south of France, on the weekend of his death, immediately after his death, they observed a minute's silence there. And there are some of the team who played with David Topless here today, plus his wife Daryl there and his two daughters. Some of the players who are here include Trevor Skerritt, Tony Hanforth, Graham Idle, the great Johnny Whiteley, Kevin Harkin and Ken Rollin. And there is now this salute to the life of David Topless. David Topless, 1949-2008, and there is a presentation of a montage made by Terry Kelly to Ted Richardson, who's the chairman of Wakefield, and also Kath Hetherington, who is the chair of Hull FC. So all that over, and the memory of a great man remembered. This is the way the two sides line up. Wakefield have got Blaymire at full-back, then it's Blanche, Gleeson, Henderson and Peterson, Rooney and Brough. Forwards, Wilkes, Drew and Moore, Ferris, Golden and Dimitri, who's the skipper. And on the bench, Sculthorpe, Hobbs, Tabivey and Ferguson. Coach is John Keir. For Hull, this is the way they line up. Singh, Briscoe, Horn, Yeaman and Rayner, Washbrook and Berrigan. Forwards, Dowes, Houghton, Thackeray, Radford, Manu and Tickle. And on the bench, it's Hall, Wielden, Cusack and Broughton. The coach is Richard Agar. Match referee is Richard Silverwood. He's about to get the whistle blowing and get this game underway. And here we go, Jamie Rooney with the kick-off, and you can see there how strong the breeze is, and Richard Moore wins the ball in the air off the kick-off. Wakefield have the possession, and it's Brad Drew with the first run of the game. This is Brett Ferris taking on this Hull defence. Two teams here who are desperate for victory. Hull have lost 3 in a row. Wakefield desperate to avoid a third defeat in a row, and a good start here by Wakefield with Wilkes, who almost breaks his way through. 3 tackles gone in the opening set. It's Brad Drew who finds Brough, who finds Rooney. Ball is brought back on the inside. That's the captain, Jason Demetriou.
Wonderful kick-off there by Wakefield. Great work by the prop forward, Richard Moore. Ricocheted it back, and they should score here, surely.
Well, the pass from Moore goes to ground. They've lost a bit of momentum, but they still have the possession with Blaymire. That's the last tackle. And over the head of Brough, it went backwards, says the referee. He stabs the ball through, and everyone's waiting. They've all miskicked it. It's been picked up by Demetriou. He goes down. And that's good defence in the end from Hull. And inventive play all the way through that opening set of 6 by Wakefield. It didn't just quite come off for them.
Just ricocheted around, but what a great tackle there by Kirk Newman. Tremendous stuff. Well, they want to settle the nerves down, will Hull. They really were shocked by that wonderful kick-off.
And Dimitri was taking a bit of a knock in that tackle by Kirk Newman. As he hit the ground, his face creased in agony. And he's trying to run off whatever the problem is. Looks like something on the ankle area, maybe. Meanwhile, it's Hull in possession here with Danny Tickle.
It's always a problem, Eddie, when you find a player that goes down into the tackle. When they get right round the ankles, your body weight just takes you over. And it looks to me as though the skipper, Jason Dimitriou, is struggling out there. He's obviously turned his ankle. I don't think he'll be out there for much longer.
The kick downfield was by Danny Houghton, and it ended up right underneath the Wakefield posts. Good chase by Hull, and Blaymire is put to ground.
Well, they played the ball twice, and you can just see over that left-hand side, Jason Dimitriou hobbled back.
And I think Bill Arthur on the sideline has got some news for us on Dimitriou.
Eddie, the physio has been out to have a check on Jason Dimitriou, and I think the plan is just to see if he can run the injury off. This is a guy, remember, you're talking about, who had a neck problem that rumour had it was going to end his career. He's come back from that this season, so a little bang on the ankle is hardly going to stop him. That is how he picked it up in that tackle with Kirk Newman, but he already seems to be moving a little bit more easily out there.
Oh, that's a shame, because that was a wonderful move led by Brad Drew. The ball went forward off the hands of Kevin Henderson. Now you see, great ball round the corner, but Henderson couldn't take it in. It found its way to Matt Peterson in the end. When John Keir announced his team yesterday with Henderson in the centres, he said that will raise a few eyebrows. But Henderson, the Scottish international there, just couldn't take that pass in. Referee not happy with the way the scrum is formed.
John Keir, the Wakefield coach, will be happy with the way that they've gone quick hands out wide. They obviously feel that the Hull defence a little bit suspect out in the centres.
Wakefield 7th on points difference behind Bradford coming into the weekend. Bradford, of course, beaten last night at Warrington. And so they have the opportunity here to climb above the Bradford Bulls and into the top 6. But they're coming into this match on the back of back-to-back defeats against the Catalan Dragons and the Warrington Wolves in the past 2 weeks. He now is Washbrook. He gets the ball to Singh. Singh then finds Graham Horn. Graham Horn takes them on down the middle, but that's the 4th tackle. And Danny Houghton, the man at dummy half again. Houghton, only 19 years of age, gets the ball away. And Lee Radford was tackled. He got the ankle tap, and down he went. The line was gaping for him had that ankle tap not come in. This is Berrigan. Berrigan dabs the ball in, and Jamie Thackeray's after it. The ball has come free, but it has been grounded in his own in-goal area there by the Wakefield defender, Jamie Rooney, I think, who is furious with his defence.
Got the ricochet and just got under it there. It was good work by Damien Blanche. Talk about putting your body on the line. Blanche didn't bother about the ball. He just took out the other 2 Hull players. Got there in time, did Rooney.
Goal line dropout for Wakefield, and they're playing into the face of a pretty stiff breeze here this evening.
But what about the break from Lee Radford? It was a wonderful ankle tap by Brad Drew. Just got down to the very last moment. He was dead set on for the try.
That's Berrigan, who is tackled and then gets to his feet, plays the ball here to Gareth Rayner. And Rayner trying to take them on up the middle, but by the looks of things, that was tackle from Goulden. Here is Washbrook, flicks the pass, it's Tickle, went straight into the chest of Richard Moore. That's the 3rd tackle, shouts referee Richard Silverwood. Houghton finds Radford. Radford and coach Richard Agar having a good chat behind the stands just about an hour or so ago. Very concerned about this losing run of theirs. That ball, I think, might have been touched by a Wakefield defender. It was. Richard Silverwood has wiped the tackle count down. There's another 6 coming at them here, Wakefield. And here is Jamie Thackeray. Gets the ball away. Ewan Dow's still going and getting to the line, but Wakefield, they managed to hold him up over the goal line, and the tackle count will continue 10 metres back.
Pretty good defence as well by Wakefield. It needed to be. They really are under the cosh.
Here's Berrigan once again looking to prize an opening, finds Washbrook. Tickle went on the run on the inside. Washbrook tried to fool them by coming back in reverse gear. It's now with Houghton. Houghton is tackled by Danny Brough. Great work at the play the ball by Brough. Washbrook, Berrigan pops the ball up here for Thackeray once again. Thackeray not tackled, now he is by Brough.
We just got the impression that Thackeray, if he hadn't have stepped, looked as though there was a half gap there. If he just started to run straight.
Berrigan misses out Singh. Ball finds its way out to the other side to Yeeman. Yeeman is halted by Drew and Dimitriou. Last tackle here, Willie Manu and Berrigan. And Berrigan is in touch. He was in touch before the ball was released to Gareth Rayner. And so that will be the turnover, and Wakefield have weathered the storm there.
Yes, Eddie, and in bizarre terms, I think the game's been very attacking to open the game. Wakefield attacked the opening kickoff, won that. Then they were within 2 passes of scoring their own tries. Hull got the ball. They actually opened the game up with a couple of nice offloads. Radford made a good break. But then once they got down on that attacking end, Hull went quiet. They offered no real challenge to the Wakefield line. It was a bit of one-out stuff. They lost their way. Even the last tackle there was no kick, there was no direction, no movement. So that was quite almost like they tensed up when they got their opportunity. That the game was free-flowing like this down in all the other ends of the field.
Maybe a little lack of confidence on the part of Hull, at the wrong end of the Super League table, of course. And Brad Drew goes for a 40-20, but the ball just bobbles along the ground and finds the hands of Matt Singh, who tips it inside to young Tom Briscoe. 6th start in a row for the 18-year-old, who plays the ball here to Matt Singh, and now it's with Ewan Dowes.
I think you'd have to say both sides have been a little bit off colour over the past few weeks. Maybe Hull could look at the fact that they've been off colour for several months, but they need a try. That's a lazy shot from Moore.
Good run from Thackeray, plays the ball here to Berrigan. Berrigan then gives it to Radford. Radford back to Berrigan, and Berrigan trying to go round Blaymire, gets the pass away to Singh, and Singh gives it to Horn. Horn then to Tickle, and I think that has been knocked on. It's still in play. Ferris grounds the ball, not Ferris rather, it's Kevin Henderson grounds the ball behind his own goal line. Another goal line dropout.
Yeah, Eddie, look, I'm in total agreement with what Tony Ray said. I think this typifies it. To me, there's just not enough intensity in both sides' defence. If I'm a defensive coordinator for either of these two sides, I'm a bit nervous at the moment. I'm okay with when we've got the football, but there just seems to be a lack of intensity, a lack of speed of line from both sides. It's almost like we're happy for you to have the football. We don't want you to score against us, but we're happy to have the football, and we'll go through the motions. It's a sign, really, of two very nervous sides. That looks rather ominous, that kick.
Oh, out on the fall. Interesting.
From the goal line dropout.
Will they take the 2 on offer? I think they might, or will they take the tap? This is going to be interesting.
Well, I've got to say, Steve, I would play on here because I think that Wakefield are looking very, very shaky defensively.
This is Radford with the first drive of this set of 6 that's coming at them, 10 metres away from their own posts because the goal line dropout sailed into touch. And here now is Berrigan, who finds Manu. Manu is tackled by 3 white jerseys there.
Hull have been pretty effective at bringing back someone but on the inside, on the angle. Oh, that's a poor player. They've got away with it. No.
Yeeman has lost the ball. Frustration for Richard Agar.
Oh, he'll be furious deep inside. Golden opportunity, had the penalty. Didn't take the 2 on offer.
I've seen Kirk Yeeman score plenty of tries from that position. He's very strong. He burrows his way over. It's good collision on him. He's just lost control of the ball. And you're right, Steve. That's when everybody says, why didn't they take the 2 points? If we all only knew that before the event.
Yeah, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I'm just thinking, in a fortnight's time, these two will meet in the Challenge Cup semi-final with Wembley as the prize. You're mentioning the fact that they're happy for each other to have the ball. I wonder whether they're just keeping cards very close to their chest.
Oh, I don't think you can afford to. I mean, Wakefield surely want the 2. The 2 points are valuable to both sides, but Wakefield have got a chance here to leapfrog Bradford on the premiership table, and Hull have got a fair bit of pride to play for, I think. They're only on 11 points, and there's only 7 rounds remaining. They want to finish the season well. The other thing, too, is you want to go into that Cup semi-final in good form. So here's a great opportunity to get. They've only got this week and next week to do that.
Yeah, you've got to have rhythm. You can't just hold back, though. Having said that, out of the 4 semi-finalists, you'd have to say that 3 of them have just gone completely off form. Only Saints really it in the top 4.
Leeds didn't do bad last night, Steve-O. They put the cleaners through Huddersfield.
Yeah, but say it was still a scrappy performance. Despite that, points on the board doesn't necessarily mean that they were brilliant.
Jamie Thackeray with the little drive forward there. Thackeray, who has been sick for much of this week. He has had a stomach bug and didn't train for 3 days, but passed fit to play late on in the piece. It's Houghton at dummy half, and they find Radford, who finds Washbrook, steps inside the challenge of Demetriou. Washbrook with a half break. Moore is there. Moore half wrestles into the ground, finished off by Kevin Henderson. This is the last tackle, and now Houghton will have a run. Ball hits the post. It's a try for Danny Houghton.
Great work from the hooker. He knew exactly. That's the first run he's had from dummy half. He'd been quite happy to farm it away at the play the ball area, time and time again. Hull looking for the back on the inside pass that we mentioned, but he deliberately aimed at the padding around the post, and he got the lucky bounce. The harder you work, the luckier you become, and this is the first occasion. They were very slow to get out of the blocks. He wasn't. That's a tremendous try. Good solo effort. Didn't perhaps think it was going to come back for him, but it did. And if ever a game needed a try to just set it alight, this is it. Wonderful stuff from the hooker.
Little bit of fortune with the ball coming back off the pads at the foot of the post. He got the ricochet, and he was the first to react, Danny Houghton. And well, he's played in all but 3 this year, the 19-year-olds. He is certainly one of the finds of 2008. Danny Houghton, 4th try of the year. Hull ahead, and Danny Tickle bang in front of the sticks with the wind at his back. Should be 6-0 in a moment. Left-footed, no problems for Tickle. And the black and whites, although today they're in light blue and white, they lead by 6 points to 0.
Well, Brad Drew and Jason Golden, they just stood there. You've got to move in. You've got to make sure that you've... There was no pressure applied to him at all. Not only that, no one tried to check him. He had enough time to get round the corner and score a vital try.
Hooker in last year's Academy Grand Final, Danny Houghton. He certainly made the step up to Super League, hasn't he? There's the high hanging kick-off again. Wakefield contesting it. Wakefield get it with Oliver Wilkes. Steps out of one challenge, and this is a great response from Wakefield.
Carbon copy of the kick-off for this game.
They haven't learned the lesson, have they? This is Richard Moore. Richard Moore stands in the tackle. Will play the ball to Brad Drew. Drew then finds Rooney. Rooney to Demetriou. Demetriou, good ball back on the inside to Gleeson. Here is Rooney. And we're held. They come from nowhere really to muscle up in defence and bring him down. Ball on the bounce, finds its way to Blaymire. Blaymire takes them on up the middle. He goes down, tackle number 4. 11 metres short of the line. Drew at dummy half. This now Danny Brough. And Brough gives it then to Golden. And Golden hits the deck on the last. They're 4-5 metres away though. Brough at dummy half. Bullets the pass to Drew. He slides the kick in. It bounces off the leg. Still 5, says the referee. That's the turnover. Ball played, the man, not man playing the ball. And John Keir furious.
A lot more intensity in defence from Hull there. They had to take up a lot of support play from the Wakefield side there. So very good intensity that Sean McRae called for, finally coming out from Hull there.
Yeah, and I think if I can give Hull any advice, Tony, it'd be the fact from these kickoffs, they've got to have a player coming forward onto the ball. That's twice now that Houghton has had to turn and go backwards, and anyone will tell you that's a very, very difficult skill. When a ball's up in the air and floating around, you must be coming forward. They have to sit people a lot closer. I'm sure after two attempts now, when they've actually turned the ball over from the kickoff, they'll have learned from it.
You're certainly right there, Sean, and mainly due to the fact there was only one man there, at least put 2 or 3 players in front just to shield him.
Absolutely.
Berrigan with the long kick downfield.
Not a bad one either. What's the chase like?
Well, they're there in numbers as Blanche picks it up. Manu and got a little bit of help also there from Kirk Yeaman to bring him down. Here goes Sean Gleeson now. Can't get away from Berrigan. Rayner is there, finishes him off.
They desperately need to get to a kick. Well, there's a good get out for Wakefield. That's a bad play from Hull. They had Wakefield there. Wakefield forwards really struggled to get back. They were going to struggle in this set.
Good movement on the ground, that from Sean Gleeson, wasn't it? He was almost inviting the referee, Richard Silverwood, to blow the whistle for the penalty.
But isn't it amazing? These are full-time paid players, kick and chase, good position. What do they do? They just lose their marbles.
6-0, Hull are ahead. They've been cursed with bad luck all year, Hull. They lacked 8 first-teamers against Catalan Dragons last week, and they've lost another. Gareth Carvell is absent here today. This now, though, is Brett Ferris for Wakefield. Washbrook in there quickly with Graham Horn. And talking of the Horns, Richard Horn, of course, he has not been available for Hull all this season. John Keir, the fingers are in motion, aren't they? He's a nervous man at the moment as Wilkes goes forward for him. That's the last tackle for Wakefield. Brough waits at the dummy half, stabs the ball in. Oh, that's brilliantly picked up by Graham Horn. Well, brother Richard would have been delighted with this.
Real slips catch, wasn't it? Superb. Well, got away with it. Good build-up by Wakefield, but a little bit more energy. A little bit more spark.
I thought that was actually probably the reverse, actually, Steve, because they come out of a tough time. It was okay to have a set like that, get the result. That spark that you're calling for needs to be defensive. That's a nice shot there by Gleeson going in. That's where they need to get some good energy to get back into this game's dominant rhythm.
Berrigan with the little run forward. He's missed only one of the last 8, Sean Berrigan, at long last not having a bad run in the first team. The kick from Houghton finds the ground. Matt Peterson, the new man here in his home debut from the Australian NRL competition, but he was a New Zealand, rather a USA international. There is Richard Horn. He's just waiting to hear how things are with the neck injury that he has suffered all year. And we're all keeping our fingers crossed for him that he doesn't need any surgery.
There's a whole player down in back play.
It's Ewan Dowes.
He doesn't look well either. Went in very awkward into that last tackle.
Damien Blanche plays the ball here to Brad Drew. And Drew slides the kick in. It's good kick too. So Singh was not brave enough then. Singh saw the ball was coming towards him and he saw the boots were going to be flying and he stayed out of the way. And it's hacked forward and Rooney was the first man to react. And Ewan Dow's still down and out of the defensive line. He looks up and knows that Rooney has scored the try for Wakefield. But Jamie Rooney just managed to get onto that little kick forward. He was the first to react, and Singh definitely had a look and then had a step and a check. Thought better of it.
You've got to put your body on the line. Beautiful work by Drew. Second push, but I'm afraid Matt Singh, the whole full back, you've got to put your body in here. He pulled away. Cannot believe that. He's not the biggest of men, Matt Singh, but you've got to surely just throw your body onto the line. Oh.
Rough adds the extras and the scores are level here at Bellevue. It's Wakefield 6, Hull 6.
Richard Agar will be furious at that. That was schoolboy error. Shocking.
I think he'll be furious, and I think that John Keir will be very thankful that he has Brad Drew on the field, because Brad Drew has already shown a couple of touches of class. It's not just that kick before. He ran a nice little play down the short side before, but that was just very well read. He was actually really kicking for Jamie Rooney. He just happened to get there himself first and then tap it on for him, but he's a very, very skillful player.
Well, he's a talent, that is for sure, but when you have the opposition helping you along with decisions like Matt Singh.
Well, Steve-O, I think that Wakefield needed something like that. They weren't really creating too much for me. They weren't setting for too much. They just looked like they're kind of in a holding pattern. It's like we've got the wind in our, in our face here. If we can hold Hull and we can get through, we'll be okay. Is Matt Peterson going down the sideline? And
well, he had a foot in touch then, and the touch judge was about 2 metres away from it. And he didn't put the flag up. Look. There.
This is a,
he doesn't actually. Fair play to the touch judge.
Yeah,
fair play.
Terrific decision.
Apologies to him. A great decision.
You may now raise your body off the ground.
Oh, and it was apologise if we make a mistake.
Too true.
Here is Demetriou, back it goes to Moore, a little juggle from Richard Moore. The try has certainly pepped them up a bit, there's no doubt about that. I'm surprised though that the referee didn't actually hand it upstairs to the video referee to have a look at that, because it was 2 hacks forward by Drew. He was obviously absolutely 100%.
Oh,
an awful bounce. Blanche over in the corner. The ball held up in the wing, bounced and bounced back perfectly for Blanche. And Blanche picked it up and just went round the defender and touched the ball down. Well, that's a simple try for Wakefield. And they have had a couple of tries in as many minutes here, the Wildcats. And well done when you think back to Max Peterson and the quick thinking when he was in the air and flicked the ball back. Kept the movement going. This is the moment. And from the end of all this, Wakefield over for the try.
Great strength, lifted the boot just enough. Just gets it away before the left boot touches it. It's just gone out of the hands. It was sufficient, but it didn't surprise me that Wakefield tested the fullback Matt Singh.
Well,
Get it high, it got the bounce it wanted.
And he had the confidence to take on Gareth Rayner on the outside and touch down Damien Blanche.
Well, he had the momentum, simple.
And Brough to add the extras, it just drifted wide on the wing. 10-6 though, Wakefield are ahead.
Look at this from Peterson. Knew he was going there, very close, good position by the touch judge, and he just got it away. Great camera work as well.
There's the try scorer, Damien Blanche, Irish international, missed last week at Warrington. 7 tries in his last 6 appearances for Wakefield, 9 tries in 10 for them, and that's his 9th try in the Super League this year.
It's amazing the rhythm and that you need inside of a game of rugby league. I think both those tries, and Wakefield have just ripped in 2 quick ones, go back to that penalty Hull gave away in defence a few minutes ago, which just gave Wakefield the chance to get downfield. From there, they put the next set of sets, they got some good kick pressure on Hull and forced a bit of a wobbly kick, and then the 2 tries came. So we were talking about doing those little things right, the good work from Gleeson. They've actually squeezed out the field position for Wakefield to come up with that.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too, Tony, is we talk about momentum in this game, don't we? And it's what we've seen now is a change of momentum. We've all of a sudden seen Wakefield with some energy they didn't have before, and Hull are now sitting on the back foot and thinking, well, when are we going to get the ball back? And it just shows you how valuable that ball is when you've got in possession where your energy can be derived from. But when you've got a tackle, it's just hard to get it back.
Matt Singh this time is underneath the kick downfield from Danny Brough.
And I can assure you that Mr. Singh will be quite busy from here on in. They will apply the pressure non-stop.
Referee has
Bit of a high shot.
Ricky Bybee to him because, as you can see, he's got some blood coming from an eye wound. He needs attention, or he needs to go off the field, which he has gone now. He disappears, and Danny Sculthorpe comes on. Bybee only a substitute himself today, and the head clash has obviously caused a problem for him. This is Willie Manu, and he gets the ball away, and here goes Kirk Yeaman. Gleeson's after him. Good tackle by Sean Gleeson.
Great pass from Willie Manu. Went round the man, they left the gap.
Cusack back to Berrigan, on to Washbrook. Here now is Horn. Good tackle by Danny Brough. Last one for Hull this is. Washbrook to Tickle. Up goes the kick. That will drift forward on the breeze. Well claimed by Blaymire from the field of play. Wasn't diffused in goal, says referee Richard Silverwood, so it's play on.
I think he just had 1 foot into the field of play. Pretty good high kick. This is where they've got to make sure, Hull, that they keep Wakefield down in their own quarter if they can. They've just got off the boil at the moment.
Of course, had the ball been diffused in goal, it would have been a 20-metre restart.
And that's the difference, isn't it, in what happens at either end of the field. We have a kick. Danny Brough puts a speculator up. There's a little break down the middle of the field here from Wakefield, but Danny Brough puts a speculator up and finds space. whereas Danny Tickle puts it up and it's so well diffused by Matt Blaymire, and that's often the difference between scoring and not scoring, or at least building pressure and taking pressure off.
Really an air shot by Danny Brough, but it worked out quite well for him and for Wakefield. This is Houghton. Brough didn't really get good contact on that, and it just scuffed its way forward.
So off the back of that, you'd now say Hull have some momentum with Willie Manu offload down the other side. Now a scuff kick. Now Hull should get excited and try and put their enthusiasm and a bit of dominance on this game. Be interesting to see what they can come up with.
26 minutes gone. Number 26, Peter Cusack on the ball, downstairs to Bill.
Saw Ricky Bybee going off, and quick examination on the sidelines, and he's been taken straight to the Wakefield dressing room, and it's a really nasty cut, boxer's cut, just above the eye in fact. A lot of blood, wide open, and he's going to need a few stitches, and that's where he's gone.
This is Berrigan, and Berrigan has opened them up the middle. That was an important tackle low down there by Jason Golden. This is Washbrook, and Washbrook flicks the kick over the top. Peterson has lost that, it's gone backwards, and that will be a goal line dropout. Well, the referee, Richard Silverwood, has asked video referee Steve Ganson to take a peek at this. Just give him some...
Ooh, this is going to be hard to say.
Give him some guidance.
Was it Peterson that got there first?
I think it was. The referee's just whispered goal line dropout.
Tom Briscoe putting a lot of pressure on. It wasn't a bad option either, kicking to the corner. Get a second set of 6.
Richard Agar knows his players are going to receive the ball here from Wakefield's third goal line dropout already.
I think they need a little bit more running from dummy half as well, and Hull have to start playing the football a little bit quicker. Oh, it looked as though he was going to have another one to sail right out.
This is Gareth Rayner, though. He
a bit more energy, get onto your feet, that's better.
The other thing they're going to need is some offload. If you look at that run there, there's no one with him. They seem to, when they get down here, look for a big play out the back with running. These ones, they're not working for them at the moment. They're being a little bit too easy to read.
Washbrook gives it to Graham Horn. Graham Horn running laterally, then straightens it up. That's the third tackle. Berrigan at dummy half, wants to get on with it quickly, gives it to Radford. Radford is halted right at the foot of the posts. Berrigan wants more weights. And then fires the pass here to Hall.
Should have gone.
Hall back to Berrigan. Berrigan dumps the ball down to Willie Manu. That's good defence from Wakefield, because Manu is strong. Last tackle here for Hull. And it's with Berrigan again. And Berrigan goes back with all the heavy traffic. And he's so close to the line, but he's held up.
Well, go back to that point again. We saw them go out the back looking for those chase plays. Every time they've made a breakdown this midfield, it's come from offloads and tight supports. So I think it's a style of play that they just need to have a look at, which is why I get the feeling that they're sort of clamming up a bit when they're attacking the line, because they're looking a little bit over-structured, if that's the right way to put it.
Yeah, I agree, Tony. And the strike players out there on that left side, you've got Willie Manu, who's already run over Jamie Rooney on the 40-metre line and got a great offload. You've got to get him the ball early, and you've got to go at Rooney again. They had 3 or 4 opportunities there on the try line to do that. You've also got Kurt Yeaman playing on that side. You've got strike players, use them. Put them one-on-one with people. Let them use their ability.
This is Richard Moore now for Wakefield.
Oh, offload, nobody looking.
Well, it's a good job that
Brett Ferris
Kevin Henderson was there.
He just wasn't looking at the man with a ball. This is a very low-key performance by both sides at the moment.
Danny Brough tackled by Ewan Dowes, still out there.
It's got to be a penalty.
Well, it has. I mean, Ewan Dowes was on the deck and was trying to roll out of the way, and he actually took the legs away from the man coming in at dummy half there, Sam Obst.
Well, this is the earlier pass. He's worked hard, Richard Moore, but it's a bit wasted when everybody just is looking elsewhere. Some of the schoolboy errors here, not good.
This is Sculthorpe, Danny Sculthorpe for Wakefield on the second tackle. Now then, this is an opportunity for Wakefield. They're in the danger zone with Richard Moore.
Well, he's the only one working overtime from either side in the forwards.
Obst, Danny Brough, Jamie Rooney. Back it comes here now to Dale Ferguson. Ferguson's over. Referee's not giving it. wants Steve Ganson to check on something. Possible obstruction in back play, and then check the grounding. Dale Ferguson, though, returned to the side last week, 20 years of age, thinks he scored.
So do I as well. Now, this is the incident that we had last night.
And it was disallowed.
It was disallowed because if you make contact, and they have made a big issue of it. The dummy runner's come through. He's gone for the second effort, that's Ferguson. Watch for the dummy runner here. Now, if it's comparable with what we saw last night at Warrington, this will be turned down. I think it should be given, but I ain't the video referee.
Well, if there's any consistency, it can't be given.
That's what I'm saying.
Last night's was exactly the same.
Now, I'm going to tell you who the video referee is, Steve Ganson. Over to you, Mr. Ganson. He's having a good look at this one.
Well, if this is given, the Bradford Bulls supporters and club and officials will be furious.
Yep.
Because it's not as bad as last night's, this. Or rather, it's worse than last night, should I say.
Yep. I'm with you. For a change, Eddie. It's got to be given.
Well, he ran straight into the man, didn't he?
Got to be a penalty.
Yeah, that'll be no try.
Obstruction.
I think most people, if we accept that we think this is a no try, I think a lot of people last night, certainly I did watch and had a problem that obstruction, the defender that obstructed wasn't actually a defender. He was actually not responsible for making the tackle. He was so far away from the ball in the Bradford occasion. On this occasion, he clearly did have a chance. He would have been a defender to make the try.
Closer to it.
So I would suggest that this is no try.
Well, let's hope that there is some consistency in the video referees. Let's see what Steve Ganson say. He agrees. No try. John Keir is not happy.
Now, can I make it clear to all the viewers, we do not have any influence. They cannot hear us, the video referee. A lot of people criticise us for saying that we come up with suggestions for try or no try, but I can assure you we do have no contact with them. They're on their own.
Yes, and they cannot hear any of the comments that come from these microphones when they're making their decision. And there is consistency there. There's consistency
on
as
both
from
sides,
yesterday and today. And you can't argue with that.
No, I've got no argument at all. The only thing I'd argue is we didn't have to look at it 8 times to make that decision. That's the thing. Let's get on with the game. I mean, to me, you look at that once, you know it's not a try. Let's get on with it.
Well, let's make sure, Sean, that they get it right.
Okay, let's look at it twice then. I'll back down. Let's look at it twice. But you know, it's that obvious, that obstruction rule. If you look at the obstruction rule, that's that obvious. That can't be a try. So I've got no qualms with it whatsoever. I think John Keir has, though. He's walked away pretty disappointed.
Yes, he has. 31 minutes gone, 9 to half-time. Wakefield ahead 10-6. Lee Radford to Washbrook. Washbrook behind Peterson. Peterson, he's left that go into the in-goal area. He's got work to do here, and he's not going to do it. It's yet another goal line dropout that Hull have forced. And this is the 4th.
He'll wear away that scaffolding or the fence, whatever you want to call it, with the fingers from John Keir, the Wakefield coach. He does get uptight, gets nervous, and it was a good kick. Put a lot of pressure, there it is.
I think he's just seen himself in our big screen and he stopped for a moment.
Well, I wonder if he was he in the army or...
he might have been in the drum corps.
No, the Morse code.
The Morse code, OK.
Yeah. Maybe that's what they had to do before they had this wonderful technology.
Very good on the piano, you know.
Yeah.
Scott Wheeldon for Hull. Plays the ball to Berrigan. Here is Carl Hall. Now Washbrook. And Washbrook gives it to Tickle. And Tickle was the meat in a Wakefield sandwich then. Washbrook waits dummy half again. Comes the short side. Graham Horn out of 1, out of 2, away from 3. Can't get away from Sculthorpe though.
They're getting themselves in a good position, and he knows it, does the coach, Richard Agar, but they've got to have someone coming a little bit late, second phase.
They've got men out wide here. One of them is Yeeman. Good tackle. Jamie Rooney, that was a try-saver. Gareth Rayner, Willie Mann, who stabs the ball to the in-goal area. Work here for them to do again. Wakefield, Blaymire can't do it. Another goal line dropout coming up.
That's all you need. The second within a minute, just to dink through. Apply the pressure. Nowhere for the fullback to go. That's a good effort.
And Steve-O, the play before that was the right play. They put Kirk Eamon one-on-one with Jamie Rooney. Jamie Rooney came up with the goods defensively then, and he shut that play down. My point being, though, that Hull have not used that often enough. They've got Willie Manu who sits inside Kirk Eamon, and they're not using those players enough. They're set up for it. Here we go now. Kirk Eamon gets a one-on-one. Just didn't quite have enough space. Jamie Rooney, excellent tackle, but it has forced another repeat set, and this is where you're vulnerable now. This would be, except if you lose the football, and it's really knocked back.
Oh, I'll give the knock on now.
Well, it must be a knock on then against Wakefield, is it?
Yeah, it's got to be. Otherwise, he would have played off.
Well, he's given Wakefield a head and feed. He said went back. So that went backwards.
Let's play on.
Well, he said it's a knock on the floor by, it must be by Berrigan. But as you say, if that's the case, it's play on.
Bounces around. Wilkes picks it up and says, I think I'm running on. Oh, well, confusion reigns all over the place.
Anyway, Wakefield won't be arguing with that decision. They're in possession here with Ferris. Plays the ball to Peterson. Sam Obst.
To be fair, both these sides appear to me as though they have minds elsewhere.
Brough. Sculthorpe, good ball. Wilkes. Great run from Oliver. Oh, he's lost the ball. It was an ankle tap, and such an important one because there were players in support either side here. Manu it is. That's an important flick of the ankles by Willie Manu.
And it was desperation as well because he'd gone right through Manu's first attempt. Wasn't the best. Not happy Wilkes. Big unit. This is the incident. Did Sculthorpe one-on-one? Either way, Berrigan, he certainly got to it.
Well, it's believed, or it's the view of the referee apparently, that Berrigan had hold of the ball and then the tackle was effected on Berrigan and he then lost it after the tackle, so hence the knock-on decision that went Wakefield's way. Anyway, it's academic now because as a result of that the pressure came to nothing and it's still 10-6 with 5 to half-time, and Washbrook flicks it up to Radford.
And again from dummy half, it's, look, no enthusiasm, just a step, pile through.
Oh, they've disappeared, the defenders. This is Cusack. Good job that Sam Obst
look, no effort to try to get on. They're allowing Wakefield time to get their defensive line set up.
This is Washbrook. He's away from 2, and Danny Brough has forced the error. It's the last tackle, so it's the turnover. But you're right, they're both very flat, these two sides. I know they're going through a bit of a trough in terms of their form currently, but there's not much out there to enthuse about, is there?
One thing I would say is that little pass from Berrigan to Cusack could be very important to what happens in the game, because he went through there very simply. What happened there, Wakefield think, as Sean predicted, that they were going to go out the back looking for Manu and Yeaman out on that left side, so they drifted off him. So when the short pass went to Cusack, he was in a yawning gap because the defenders had already gone out to defend Yeaman and Manu. So what they need to do is keep mixing it up, hit the front bloke sometimes out the back, and I'm sure that they can break Wakefield open doing that. But that's easier said than done.
Chip through, the ball bounces horribly for Hull again, is picked up behind everybody, and this is Dale Ferguson, who was denied by video referee Steve Ganson a few minutes ago. That's the last tackle though.
And that's been brought about by 2 quick play the balls, good runs from the dummy half.
Danny Brough's kick wasn't the best, it went straight to Gareth Rayner. Here goes Gareth Rayner, and there's a chance here for Hull. Ball to Craig Hall, it was a shocker.
Cannot believe that. Craig Hall, to be fair,
it wasn't the best pass to him.
No, but he just put himself in he was in a good position. It was a shocker, wasn't it?
The pass was behind him, and lower than his knees.
Had the chance.
Oh, I reckon that's justice done, you know why? I'll tell you, I'm watching the referee when Danny Brough kicks the ball, and I think he's about to penalise Hull for obstruction or for taking Danny Brough off the ball. And he allows the advantage to play on. I don't see where there's any great advantage to Wakefield there. You want another set of 6, or at least perhaps an opportunity to kick for goal.
Well, they've got another set of 6 here, and it's Sam Obst 30 metres away. And a drive forward here by Kevin Henderson. Obst, dummy half, 20 metres away. Sculthorpe, king of the offloads, Danny Sculthorpe. Couldn't get the ball away then because Tickle was on his back. Sam Obst again, they're making 10 metres progress on every tackle. And here is Rooney. And Rooney fires the pass to Wilkes. Wilkes looking to get rid of it. Down he goes on the 4th tackle. 2 remaining this set of 6 for Wakefield. Rooney's at dummy half. Obst is the runner. Little Sam Obst just delayed. There's a bit of a collision then, and the referee says it was a trip. It was a trip by Lee Radford, and the referee gives the penalty, and John Keir says, let's take the 2.
Not the best there from the skipper. Lee Radford completely.
That goes on report as well, that incident.
Oh, it has to as well. Sam Obst looked at the official and said, he mowed me down, sir. One thing just standing a player up in defensive line. There's a confirmation. It's amazing. When he asks for the 2, they don't move. They're solid.
That's interesting that the crowd booed here. Obviously, the traditionalists know that a trip is an automatic send-off. If that was an intentional trip, you could see why the people would boo it, and that is a fact.
It used to be. They've changed it now, and the rule has changed whereby you can't do that. I know in the olden days, you see that gives your age away, Tony.
What did I say to you before the game? I don't know the rules.
Yeah, no longer is it an automatic send-off.
Yeah.
Good rule. Good rule change.
It's on report, though. It might result in something that Lee Radford might have to suffer at a later date.
Well, it certainly looked dangerous. Maybe just a reaction. Well, the youngsters are enjoying it.
Wakefield have increased their lead up to half-time. The kick-off is deep on the back of the wind.
First, back 10, rally.
We've got 30 seconds or thereabouts to half-time. Damien Blanche.
Second.
To be fair, I get the impression that both these sides will be happy to get into the sheds at half-time.
Oh, ball is lost. Hull have it back.
Still a few seconds remaining. They've got to get, surely they'll get the message out. Richard Agard will say, come on, get it up in the air.
2 teams here very low on confidence, it seems to me. That will do. That will be the end of the first half. But Wakefield have taken by 12 points